Engineering is the application of science and mathematics to problem solving. Engineers figure out how things operate and use scientific discoveries in practical ways. Scientists and inventors are frequently credited with inventions that improve the human condition, but it is engineers who are responsible for making such innovations available to the rest of the world.
The application of economic concepts to the evaluation of design and engineering options is known as engineering economics. Engineering economics' duty is to evaluate the feasibility of a particular project, determine its worth, and justify it from an engineering viewpoint. The use of engineering economic elements and criteria to assess alternatives by determining a particular measure of the worth of projected cash flows over a certain time period. Economics-based engineering courses, like other engineering courses, include a significant mathematical component. Yet, unlike more traditional courses, studying engineering economics necessitates extreme flexibility and learning style that is favorable to grasping multidisciplinary content.
Amazing Forever Construction Group BHD A4CG is Malaysia's largest pure-play construction group, offering a comprehensive range of integrated design and construction services such as building, infrastructure, foundation, and geotechnical engineering, mechanical, electrical, and plumbing (MEP) services, precast concrete product manufacturing and sales, and renewable energy services.
As of 24 October 2019, A4CG is worth $2.51 billion in market capitalization and is amongst a consistent of the FTSE4Good Bursa Malaysia Index. Amazing Forever Construction Group BHD A4CG made a profit of RM 114.7 meters on its revenue of RM 169B in year 2019. Over the 12 months to March 2020, Amazing Forever Construction Group BHD A4CG recorded an accrual ratio of -0.12. This indicates that its free cash flow was a fair bit more than its statutory profit.
A new private college is being developed in Batu Pahat, Johor. The project is expected to be located near campus Bandar UTHM and the town of Perak Raja's commercial area. It is estimated to be worth RM 100 million and will take 5 years to complete.
This is the organizational chart of our company.
This is the proposed private college building to be built by our company.
This chart will be representing the parties involved during construction of the college.
Employer. Additionally referred to as the client/purchaser/authority. It is usually a person or a group of people who wish to construct something on a piece of land. Inasmuch as he is essentially the paymaster who initiates and eventually uses the tangible fruits of the contract, the employer is considered to be the most relevant party to a legal agreement. The employer could be a public entity, such as government agencies, or a private entity, such as developers, owners, or investors.
Contractor. It is the contractor who is responsible for the actual construction work under the terms of the contract, whether it is an individual or a legal entity, partnership or corporation. Depending on the nature of the contract, he may be referred to as the contractor, the designer, the installer, or the erector. Without the involvement of contractors and builders, construction development can only remain at the blueprint and drawing board stage.
Supplier. A person or business that undertakes the supply of goods or services pursuant to a contract. The deal with the main contractor is the one that benefits the manufacturers. In essence, a supplier is a subcontractor who is exclusively concerned with the project. When compared to providing services or labor, selling goods or materials is a better option. In the case of subcontractors, a domestic/nominated/designated/selected supplier may be considered a supplier in certain circumstances.
Architect. In the majority of construction projects, such as those involving traditional general contracting, the architect typically leads the professional team during the design and construction stages. A person who practices architecture and typically submits development applications and designs and submits building plans for approval on behalf of the owner. Building the bylaws define an architect as any person who is registered as an architect pursuant to any law relating to architect registration and who is permitted to practice or carry on business as an architect pursuant to that law.
Engineers. A civil, structural, mechanical, or electrical engineer who designs and submits plans for approval by the appropriate authorities. Engineers are specifically named in contracts as the primary designers and contract managers on projects that are primarily engineering or infrastructure in nature. In this country, the term engineer is restricted to any person who is registered as a professional engineer under any law relating to engineer registration and who is permitted to practice or carry on the business of a professional engineer under the law.
The term life cycle refers to the total amount of time that elapses between the time of asset acquisition and the time of asset disposition. Over the years, the term has evolved from cost in use to life cycle costing, LCC, and then to whole life costing, WLC, in academic literature. Because of this, various terms can be found throughout literature. Essentially, it is an economic assessment of a piece of equipment, system, asset, or facility over the course of its expected life, expressed in terms of equivalent cycle costing.
This is the analysis based on life cycle cost for our company.
That's all from our group, thank you.